Welcome to the Off Leash podcast. Without Dr. Pete today, we are sitting across from Celia Van Beck.
Hi.
Our new customer service manager. So if anybody calls into Voyager and has questions or subscription changes, you are going to talk to Celia.
That's me.
I call it the Celia effect. Whenever anybody calls and they're all pissed off, they talk to her and it immediately cures everything. And then people are nice.
Try my best.
That's right. So we are going to do a little bit different show today. We're going to talk about why not to get a dog.
Absolutely.
Which is kind of crazy because we're all about getting dogs.
That's
right?
true. It is true. It feels not natural to have a dog working here. But
I know.
Yeah.
It does. But you know what? I talked to Celia about it and she actually has a very reasonable way of putting things. Because I feel like a lot of people, they go into dog ownership and they're like, I don't know how I'm going to do it or how I'm going to afford it or whatever. I'm just going to get the dog and figure it out, which is fine. Not shaming people that do that. Right. But Celia, tell me why you do not own a dog, because you are an avid dog lover.
Yes, I love dogs, sincerely. I grew up with dogs, all the things, but I kind of hold it to the same weight as almost having a child. Like, they're a lot of work. It's a big commitment.
Expensive.
A lot of dogs can live up to 15 years old. And I don't know where I'm going to be in 15 years. You know, that's a big commitment. And I just want to be in the right space to give a dog the best life it can have. And so that's kind of my feeling on that. Yeah.
Right. So you kind of have dogs through proxy, I guess.
Yes.
So your mom has a dog, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Your boyfriend, Seth, has a dog.
Yes.
We have dogs that come into the office.
I get my fix every day. So yeah, Molly always has a herd of dogs.
That's right.
It's have one on the floor and one on the lap and responding to emails. Life's great.
I know. They're emotional support for the office.
It is true. It's very good therapy.
Except for when they're being outrageous.
Naughty. Yeah.
Stetson's never naughty. It's just the new one. So for those of you who don't know, I did get a wiener dog.
Yes.
She's
so sweet.
She's so sweet when she wants to be.
Right.
And she's a raging little crazy dog half the time. I'm just tearing on stuff. She likes to pull carpet up now. That's her new thing. I think it's just because she's got her teeth falling out. She's got her little puppy teeth
already.
So she's just everything she can get her little teeth on. She does
bite everything.
I know.
Can't blame
her. It'll phase through. But for right now, she's crazy. So
that's okay. We still love her.
I know, and I'm definitely on the spectrum of oh, I want this dog so bad. I wanted a wiener dog for the longest time and probably should not have gotten another dog because I have 2 dogs now. So this will be my third. Yeah. But my heart just wanted one so bad.
I know. Well, you can't hold Sage and Stetson like you do Jade. It's
I know. She's like my little purse dog.
I know. You can answer the door. I think we've talked about this, holding cute little Jade and then you got your 2 guard dogs. It's a good
It's a vibe.
Mix. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So tell me when you do want to get a dog in your life.
I don't know. I honestly feel like when I get married, I feel like that's a good time. I mean, maybe not even then, but just when I'm in a good spot, I feel like financially, because if my dog needs an $8,000 surgery for something
I'm selling the kidney.
I know
care.
At that point, I know. And so health issues and all the vet stuff, I just really want to be prepared to give the best life I can to a dog.
Exactly.
And I have a lot of other things I'm saving up for right now. And so I just feel like getting a dog would be a little reckless. As much as I want one.
It's fair.
I love a dog.
Such a responsible way of thinking.
Yeah, I try. And yeah, I guess just growing up too, my family always overthinks things as well. We were never the family. I'd have friends that would find a stray cat and bring it home and their mom would just have to deal with that. There's no chance I could ever do that.
Right.
My mom would kill me. It's just not that kind of family. And so lots of thinking strategically into getting animals and just not a random whim. We're just going to go out into the pet store and get 6 cats. I don't know.
I feel that's what people, they go through the pet stores, which by the way, I don't know if pet stores, I've seen them in Detroit where they have them all lined up in the window and it's the cuteness factor. They get them when they're young and cute. Yeah. And I don't know that those dogs have the best health conditions. Yeah. A lot of them had shit in their eye and panting and overheating. I'm these dogs look sickly. I don't know if I'd buy one.
I know. Are those like the puppy mill dogs where they just like pump them out? Oh,
well, I feel like they get people on the fact of they're like, oh, this poor dog, it looks sickly, and like they want to like take it in and like the impulse buys, or people just walk by and they're like, this is a really cute dog, I really want it. Okay, so next question: if you were to get a dog, are you adopting? Are you shopping? What are you doing?
That's a great question. I would be open to anything, honestly. I see a lot of like the sad like save this dog on like TikTok, and so like I would love to be able to like give a dog a new life, I guess. And puppies are a lot too, so
they are.
I don't know, I guess it would depend on the stage of life. I would be open to anything. Adopting would be really cool though.
Yeah, adoption is cool. Yeah, especially when I feel like those dogs have the mentality, especially because they're older and they spent a lot of time in the pound. And then once they're taken home to like their forever home, they're very grateful and loyal. Whereas my dogs are like expecting.
Right.
My dogs have been spoiled their whole lives. So they're like, chop, chop, Molly, let's go. Get me what I want. They're
right now.
They're not. I think that the dogs that get adopted, they're so much more appreciative and like
absolutely
in perspective of like, oh, go back to the pound or like this new wonderful life that I was given.
I know. I saw this TikTok the other day of like this girl who like took like a foster dog, or just like you can take a dog out for a trip, like for the day or whatever. And then they pulled back in the parking lot and she took a video of how sad the dog was, realizing that it was back at the pound. And so I was like, oh, that's so sad. So,
I know. Those always get me.
I know.
Or the ones get me where like they find the dog like really messed up and like skinny and matted, and then they show like over 6 months what the dog turns into, and I'm like, oh,
it's so cool.
I cry.
I know.
Those literally make me cry.
I know, and dogs deserve the world, so it'd be cool to help a dog out like that.
Yeah. So tell me about Seth's dog, Tessa.
Oh, Tessa. I love Tessa. She's so chill. She's like 6, turning 7 this year, or
black lab, right?
6. Yeah, black lab.
Yeah, female black lab.
Yes, and she's the sweetest thing. She's so chill, goes with the flow, a lot like Stetson, and she's just along for the ride. Like she'll be in the back of Seth's truck, forget she's there, or she just sneaks in, and we're like driving down the road, and she'll pop her head up on the center console, like, whoa, why didn't you get here? It's just, she's so cute. But
I love that.
She's a hardworking dog, and does a job, and really sweet. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so another controversial topic that we'll touch on, getting a dog with your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Would you ever do it?
I love Seth, but I would not get a dog until I had a ring on my finger.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people get dogs with their boyfriends, and I'm like, that's so messy, because what happens when you break up? Or if you break up? Not saying
right. Yeah. No, like I've just seen other people with this experience, and I feel so bad for the dog, because like, how do you, unless you're on good terms, like gotta go to, you're going to drop off the dog to your ex-girlfriend's house like for the week. I don't know. It gets messy, and I don't know. It just seems like a lot of liability if you don't handle it correctly. And
it'd have to be like the right person.
Yeah. Right.
If I'm like,
yeah. And it doesn't even have to be married, but like, you're going to be with that person for a really long time.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, I feel bad for the dog, and I don't know. You're not going to go to court over.
People do sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like I've definitely heard of people going to court over like, we got this dog together, I should have the dog. A friend of mine in college actually did that. So she got a boyfriend, or she had a boyfriend, and she got a dog with a boyfriend. But I guess she paid the majority of the medical bills.
Oh, okay.
And so she was like, I'll take you to court. I don't know if she ever did, but she was like so mad that because the guy paid for the dog. But I think it was more like a gift situation. Like he got her the dog as like an anniversary present or something like that. But she paid for all the vet bills. So she's like, this is my dog. My names are on the records.
Yeah.
But they both fought over the dog during the breakup. I was like, dang, that sucks.
That does suck.
And I'm sure it's sad for the dog too, because you're taking this person that's been in your life every single day and kind of like you said, they're kids.
Right. Essentially at that point, if you're going to court over it, it's kind of a
kid. All right, we'll get custody. We'll get a custody arrangement.
Gosh. But I understand why that would be. Yeah. It just gets messy really fast, I feel like, if it's not handled in the right circumstance.
It is hard though, I will say. If you go into a relationship with someone that has a dog, or like I know some of the relationships I've been in, people get close to my dogs, and then when we break up, it's like oh, it's almost more sad to like just not see the dog anymore.
It is really sad. And I would be devastated if I never got to see Tessa again. But like, she's not my dog. That's Seth's dog. And he's had her forever. So like, I would totally understand. But like, if we got a dog together, that would be.
Right. But you're so realistic on things. Yeah. You're not like.
No, I'm not whimsy flimsy. Like, let's get a dog
fabrication.
Together.
Yeah. Oh, this is our dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Right. That too. Yeah.
Okay. So if someone was listening and they were like, I don't know if I have the financial responsibility to get a dog right now. I don't know if like I'm in the right spot in life to get a dog right now. What would you say? Realistically.
Then don't get one. If you're doubting it and you don't feel like you have the finances or the time to dedicate to, because dogs need walks and like a lot of attention and training. And like, if you're not able to give your finance and time, which is also expensive, then don't do it.
Yeah.
If you're not 100% like this is a good decision, then
I agree. Especially breeds specifically. I feel like a lot of people get so attached. We'll have to do a separate podcast on that of like, will I ever own that breed?
Oh, that's a good one. I know. I did think about that going into this is like, I'm such an indecisive person too. Like I have no idea which one to get. Mm-hmm. Like, cause I grew up with boxers, love boxers.
They're so crazy.
They are crazy, but they're super sweet. And I love labs too, but they shed so much.
They do.
And since Tessa's a black lab, I mean, you have 2 black labs. It just shows up.
I coordinate my outfits in specific dark colors so that you can't see the hair. I know Ben does the same thing because he'll wear like really light colored stuff. And I'm like, why do you do that? And he's like, because Duke's yellow. And I don't want yellow hair on my clothes.
It blends in. I know. I told Seth, I was like, whatever dog you get next, I'm going to have to coordinate my wardrobe accordingly and get all dark or all light, depending.
That's so funny.
But yeah, breeds are crazy. The different ones, there's so many to choose from and so many good ones.
Yeah. I feel like that's why the hypoallergenic dogs are so popular right now.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I was at Lowe's this past weekend and I was walking around and this girl was carrying like this chunk of hair through the store from her dog and was matching it up with the hardwood flooring that she wanted. And I was like, that is commitment right there. And she's like, and I came up to her. I was like, you picking the tile based on, or it was actually hardwood flooring, the vinyl planking. I was like, you picking the flooring based on your dog? She's like, hell yeah, I am. I was like, that's a good dog owner right there. That's funny.
That's so genius because why would you get something where you could see the hair all the time? You got some blending in. Yeah. I've seen husbands doing that with their wife's hair too. Like they're in the store and he like plucks the hair off the head and just like holds it up to
That's
the
so
floor.
Funny.
It's funny.
Oh my gosh.
Smart.
Well, thank you so much for your insight today.
Yeah.
I've honestly, your perspective has been so different than, obviously, I feel like I'm on this side of, I really want this dog. And it's very important, especially with dog ownership, to make sure that you understand what you're getting yourself into before you jump into it.
Yeah.
So it's good to take that perspective back and just understand like the financial responsibility, the time commitment, the energy to train a dog that you have to take into consideration rather than just, I'm going to have this dog and I'll lock it in a crate and get it out when I want, you know?
Yeah.
It becomes part of your lifestyle.
Big time.
So I do appreciate you coming on here and telling our listeners your thought process.
My perspective, my personal perspective. Exactly. Don't come at me.
Don't come at her, okay? She's being responsible over here. All right, let's get some outro music going.
Perfect.
Do you know the song?
I don't.
Marvin Gaye. Doggone. All right, guys, we sure appreciate you listening along with us today. We hope that we've been able to share some information that will help you love your animals as much as they love you. Don't forget, always treat the treatable, prevent the preventable, and we will catch you on the next one.